Hello everyone, this is Dr. Bortolotti again, this time to give you an explanation of the literature review. Don't let the title of this assignment mess you up. The literature review. It has nothing to do with classic literature like Of Mice and Men or Animal Farm or any of those types of pieces of literature. Literature in this case means publication information. The documents that you have found to help you write your argument essay. So just keep that in mind when I refer to the literature in literature review. Okay, first of all, this is not going to be the first time that you write a lit review for your college courses. Other professors require them too, so this is a good way to get your feet wet. In this case, in my class, the lit review is a document which happens to be 5 paragraphs long. It is not a 5-paragraph essay. It just happens to be 5 paragraphs long. Let me explain. In the first paragraph, what you will tell me, very informally, is what question you are thinking about for your argument essay, why you chose it, and how many sources you've collected so far. Example, in this first sentence, tell me your question. Should marijuana be legalized for recreational use? Should the borders of the United States be open borders? Whatever the case may be. Then after that, take 2 to 3 sentences. Take 2 to 3 sentences to tell me why you chose this topic. Very informally, the use of I is perfectly okay. The final sentence in the introduction, tell me how many sources you have found so far, and everyone will submit 3. Eventually, you have to have a minimum of 4, anywhere between 4 and 6 sources. You also have to make sure that you look for an opposing viewpoint. You cannot write an argument essay without having source information on both sides of your question, the pro side and the con side. Okay, I'm going to explain to you how to do this now using both the MLA and the APA styles of documentation. For this example, I've got the MLA styles all in red and the APA styles all in blue. You don't have to do both styles, obviously. This is just for explanation purposes. The person who wrote this lit review first chose a book by Patrick Buchanan. Oops, there's a mistake. By Patrick Buchanan. And she went to the auto citation tool, and she found out how to do this documentation. She just pasted it right into her document. Notice that the source information over here is not indented, but the paragraph is. What do you put in this paragraph? Well, basically tell me who wrote it, who wrote the source, what this person is talking about real briefly. This is not an inquiry brief. Real briefly tell me what's in this source and why you like it so much. When you get done with that, move on to your second source. In this example, it happens to be a standard web article. And just a reminder, no Wikipedia. This is the MLA style. This is the APA style. And then write your paragraph explaining what this source is about, who wrote it, why you like it so much. Okay, now here's a trouble spot. Let's just say you've got an article that you found in an anthology. Well, folks, you've already done this once before. An anthology is a collection. It could be a collection of poems. It could be a collection of plays. In this case, it is a collection of articles. Now, there are books over in the Mid-State College Library. In fact, every library's got these that are anthologies. And in these anthologies, you will find all sorts of articles on a common topic. In this case, the ethics of capital punishment, there are probably 20 to 24 separate articles in this book, each one written by a different author. Each one is a separate source. This person, Christine Watkins, she was the editor who put all these articles together in one book. Anyway, the auto citation tool will not help you document an article in an anthology. It's just that tool does not do that. So this is one of the reasons why we did the proposition paragraph, so I could give you the documentation style for an article in an anthology if you happen to use one. And this is how it's broken down. Author's name, name of the article, the anthology where you found it, the name of the editor, editor, publication city, publication company, publication year, the specific number of pages that the article can be found on, and then the word print. That's the MLA style. The APA style is very similar, just in different order. Once again, the auto citation tool will not help you do this. That's why I'm giving this to you. Do you have to use an article from an anthology? No. This is just in case you do. And then once again, tell what your third source is about. In this example, it was an article from an anthology. In your conclusion, tell me where you are. Where are you in your research? Where are you in this whole process? How is this paper going? Do you love your topic? Do you hate your topic? Are you having good luck finding examples? Or are you having terrible luck finding examples? Tell me where you are. Tell me if you want to stop using this topic and move on to something else. That's fine. But the lit review is designed to let you know, you as the writer, if this is a good topic, if there's enough source information. The lit review is designed to help you bail when there's still plenty of time for you to bail. Okay, some of you might use a database search engine, the kind that is found in the Mid-State College Library resources page online, such as EBSCOhost. EBSCOhost can search for journal articles, and books for that matter. If you do use EBSCOhost and you come across a journal article that you really like, well, what you do is use the citation tool and a few other things that you have to add. This is the APA example. The MLA example is really similar to this. I'm just going to use the APA. You put in the title of the article here. In this case, Forgetting Its Common Humanity, America's Immigration Problem. The name of the journal that it's found in, the name of the author, publication year, the specific number of pages that the article is found on in that journal, the volume number, and the issue number. And by the way, all this information here is easily seen once you are looking at the article. It is not a print source. You did not get a journal off of the shelf in the library and photocopy it. It is not an online source. This is not an online magazine. You may have used an online database, but this is not an online magazine. It is a regular database. And we'll come back to this in a minute. Hit enter, and there's your documentation. You simply copy this and then come back over to your assignment page and then paste it. Notice that if the second line of the source is not indented, you have to do so. I'm going to hit the tab key. Watch what happens. It moves everything over. I'm going to hit I've got my cursor right here. See it? Boop, boop, right there. I'm going to hit tab, and that doesn't do it. What you do is you hit Control Tab, and it moves just that line. It looks like a hanging indent, but it's easier to do than a hanging indent. Okay. If you use a database search engine like EBSCOhost, you have to also give the name of the publisher if your professor wants you to do that. Remember, in the future, if you write a lit review and your professor wants you to indicate where you got the journal, if he wants you to tell him or her it's an online database search engine and this was the publisher, you can add that. If they don't want it, you can leave it off. In the APA style, it wants you to have this prefix DOI, which stands for Digital Object Identifier, which is a fancy name for the publisher. Once again, you do not have to use a journal article. You can use any types of sources you want, not Wikipedia. Repeat, not Wikipedia. Once you get done with your lit review, go through the right-hand margin and open and delete all of my comment balloons, please. It's a real drag when students do not delete these things for me, because I got to take my time to go through here and delete them. Very easy to do. Once you open it, put your mousey on the white space, right click, delete comment. All right, if there are any questions, you can come to class or you can email me and I'll be glad to help you.